You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversations sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
No.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's the right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like if
labyrinth, streets be the maze. Hosts on the mic, carry K set in the blaze. Sagging, Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Harry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Yeah. What up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. You on mute, bro. There you go.
My bad. My bad. All right, so gentlemen, before we get off into this, weak men create chaos in women's dating behavior. We do have a video, but before we get off into that, gentlemen, what's going on with y'all, and where can they find you at?
Oh yeah. So guys, go to Cunningham Elements, get your soap, get your cologne, man. It is springtime. You wanna look good, you wanna smell good out here, you wanna be moisturized, with the good soap, man. And look, I wanna say this. The more research I do is the more I realize how important natural ingredients are, man. There's nothing but, microplastics and fucking microplastics and BPH and estrogen and a whole bunch of fucking chemicals to turn you from a man into something else, man. So and not to mention a whole bunch of inflammatory ingredients in a lot of these fucking regular soaps. So understand that when you come to Cunningham Elements and you get some soap and you get the cologne, you're doing your body and you're doing your skin a favor. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? So make sure you guys go to Cunningham Elements, get your soap, and yeah, man. And then also make sure you go to shoplucario.com. Make sure you get the programs, how to master the vetting process, get your online dating course, and the other program is What Every Man Should Know About Women, featuring April MC. So make sure you go and get that, man. Shout out to the guys on the panel. Appreciate y'all. Let's get it.
All right, cool. J. Roman, what's going on with you, my brother?
I'm here. It was a good day yesterday. So
all right, there you go.
It was my birthday yesterday. I enjoyed it. Had a great time.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
So what do you like? You like 57 or something like that?
Something like that. I do got a 5 that starts off that digit. So
oh shit.
But no, I had a good time. I'm surprised I was able to pop up today. So
oh man, let me find out homie was saucy last night. That's why the voice.
You got an hangover? Is that what's going on?
Extra raspy and deep.
I have a good time. I always take a couple of days off for my birthday. I always take like a couple of days off. This time I took a substantial amount of days and just enjoying it.
There you go.
I'm alive. I'm happy I'm alive, and it don't matter about anybody else. So
yep.
Usually I do some things that I like to do. I am a gun enthusiast, so
okay.
I went to the range. I started off
as am I,
cleaning the house a little bit, going to the range, and then you just go from there. Have some lunch and chill out, and you have some drinks, and some friends came by, and you know how it goes.
All right, that's what's up, man. Congratulations for another spin around the earth, man. No, around the sun. Which one is it? I forget.
You want them cats to be like, hey, happy solar return moon day or something like that, like.
No, it's just a figure of speech for me. I don't really know about or Happy personal New Year, you know, all that type of
shit. Yeah. So,
are you saying Miles is astrology making?
No, hey man, I just know some people that are into different things.
There you go.
They express their dates and they say different little things. I think it's solar return day or something like that. So you know.
So before we get off into this, again, guys, let me plug the joint. Weak men create chaos in women's dating behavior. Guys, the call-in line is open. We get on the call-in line, right, Miles? 1-844.
Let me turn that on.
672. Oh, you know, they're probably not going to call in for a while anyway. 1-844-672-7300. If you have a question, put a capital Q, preferably, in the chat, followed by your question so it stands out so we can see it. Because a lot of times what guys do, y'all ask questions, but it looks like just a regular comment like everybody else's shit. So if you want your question to look like a question, make it look like a question, right? Again, weak men create chaos in women's dating lives. Now, let me just say this real quick. I believe in the yin and yang theory, right? Where basically women represent dark and chaos, men represent order and light. Right. And what a lot of guys don't understand is that women on their own are already chaotic on their own. Right. But when they encounter a male who is also chaotic, women stay in a state of chaos the whole fucking time. And this video that we're going to watch, okay, is going to illustrate that point. And what guys don't understand is that masculine presence, masculine leadership, right, and consistency is not only important for you to have the kind of life that you want, but it's also important for the women that you invite into your life to assimilate to what you've built. Right? So whenever you're ready, Miles, we can get to this video.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get to the video.
And we can play, I think it's like 2 minutes and something. So, Miles, you want to just play it all the way through for the 2 minutes, then we come back and break it down?
All right, give me 1 second.
All right.
Right here.
Okay, cool. So when y'all listening to the audience, men and women alike, when y'all are listening, especially you guys, when y'all are listening to this joint, pay close attention to the woman in the audience. When she gets on, she starts talking. Just pay attention to what she's saying and how she's being moved based on what's happening with the men she's dealing with. So let's go ahead and bring this up. And whenever you're ready.
That's it, right?
Oh, is that it?
I don't see no audience. I copy pasted what you said.
That's not it. I sent it. Is this the one I sent this morning?
Yes. That's what I saw. Yeah.
Play it real quick. I just want to see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Let's go. All right.
How do you walk into a room clearly outnumbered? You leave the door behind you open and you say, if anybody wants to leave right now.
Are you sure this is the one I sent to you? This is not the one.
I copy pasted it, bro.
Are you sure? The one I sent this morning?
I'm not.
Okay, all right, my bad, y'all.
You pasted.
No,
that's
Miles,
what I'm saying.
It's on me. Let me go find it real quick. Give me just a moment.
Okay. But this seems like an interesting video, though.
It's some action video about a movie scene.
Oh, okay. Just send it to my email. Just send it to my text again.
Now's your chance. Because once I close this door behind me.
Oh, this is that joint No Mercy on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, no escape. What? That's the type of energy that Nam Gi Seok is on. And after watching this scene, you're going to understand why they gave this show the name they gave it. If you haven't seen Mercy for None, let me put you on. Let's see, I'll start with you. There's a snake in my boot.
Reason why I like Netflix is because you can watch it at any time. I finally sit down to watch something. I usually fall asleep, so it takes me about 2 weeks to get through an episode of anything.
Yo, man, listen. I be falling asleep on mad shit. That's my problem. I be falling asleep.
My daughter hates to go to the movies with me. She be like, "Dad, you just fall asleep." The movie theater has the lounging chair,
The recliner seat.
yeah, air condition be going. Air condition be going. The movie is the background noise, and then boom, I'm out. I'm out. And then I get mad when she bumps me. Hey, did you see I was sleeping?
All right, we got 407. 407. You're on live with the Manhood is a skill set show. Name, age, city, and where did you send it? 407.
Oh, Damani Young, Orlando, Florida. But I'm saying, if I ask the question in the chat, do I gotta pay?
No, you ain't. No.
All right, we'll do that.
Oh yeah.
Guys, real quick. The pay is for the phone call. If you're asking a question in the chat and we answer your question, we're not charging for that.
But
do you guys want to do
for now
a first free one when they, if they can get it within the first 5 minutes?
Nope.
Nope. Because then everybody else will be tripping after that. Like, why not me?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm done doing anything for free for these cats, bro. Like I can't.
You're experiencing this to me. So, I'm new to this.
I don't fuck with these niggas in that free shit.
But also, it's about consistency and shit. We got to be consistent with these guys and shit. Because that's what the thing is. I sent it to you, Miles. Let me just say this. A couple of you guys are asking questions. So Sammy, you say, how do you always stay grounded as a man? Keep watching the video. Keep watching the live stream. We're going to get into all of that. The other guy says, how do you set boundaries without sounding insecure?
Yeah.
Keep watching the live stream. Because a lot of you asking questions that are going to be answered.
Yo, I don't know what's going on. Kay, but now it's sending me to my saved videos in Facebook. It's not sending me to the video you sending. I don't know what you're sending. I don't know how you're sharing it.
Did you check the private chat? I sent them in the private chat too.
Okay. All right, let me see about that. Let's see if that works.
That's weird. Facebook is tripping. Guys, but if y'all do have questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. Still doing it?
It's sending me to my saved items. It says saved items, and it's showing me some recipe videos that I favorited and shit like that. Like, it's not showing me what you. And all I did was click on it. That's all I did. All I did was click on it.
Shit.
So I don't know what the difference is between today and every other time that you sent me something. I don't know what it is. Maybe things is glitching today for some reason. Because I've been having issues with my phone. I've been having issues with a lot of different shit today for some reason. I have no idea. I got. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so real quick, Jay Roman, on your side, that link that's in a private chat, bring it up on your side to see what happens.
Yeah, bring it up on your side. See what happens.
See, that's the thing. I tried clicking it. I clicked it, but it tells me I need to log in and create an account for Facebook. I don't have a Facebook.
Oh, you don't have Facebook? Okay, then.
You don't have a Facebook. Okay.
All right, hold on, y'all. God damn it. All right, hold on real quick. Let me see something.
So while they figure that out, there's a question on there. You say, Damone Young, how do you guys know? Do any of you guys know about buying a piece of land instead of renting and living off the grid? You got two different things kind of going on there.
Living off the grid. Oh my God.
Buying land is just like buying a house. But there's a couple things that you're going to want to check out when it comes to buying land. Because one of my buddies is about to buy land. And I'll tell you this, great thing. You went and seen and investigate the land you're buying. He was buying acres. So I don't know if you're talking about buying acres, but when you say living off the grid, I'm assuming you were buying a substantial amount of land. You're going to want to make sure that you see the land. You see a lot of it, because you never know what's on the land that could devalue that. And you don't know a study. So you make sure you get your studies and everything taken care of for that land. So you're actually getting the value that you think you're getting from it first.
You're gonna need a surveyor and an appraisal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you say the land, so that's telling me there's no house on the land. So there's some cost that comes with building a house and getting some sort of, because off the grid means how off the grid are you talking about? You going down to the river, boiling water to take a bath? Are you know, how off the grid are you? Do you have a stove? Do you have all this stuff? Or are you just saying off the grid?
Yeah. Your utilities, where you getting all
Right.
that stuff from? You still got to pay property taxes, so you're not going to be completely off the grid unless we talking about getting yourself a trust, or some type of corporation that is separate from your name and your social security, where you could pay the taxes through the trust or the LLC. You know, what are we really talking about, bro? Okay, y'all niggas y'all have ideas, but I don't know if y'all really know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Yeah, let me add this real quick as a guy who's had, you know, a couple of houses built, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not like I'm balling like that. I'm just saying I've had, you know, some houses built from the ground up. When you buy land, it's going to be taxed as unapproved land. The moment you put a structure on that motherfucker, the taxes are going to jump up. You put a house, you put anything on it, right? This is why, like here in Texas, for instance, some people will buy land and they'll put a mobile home on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus having a house built, because the taxes will be cheaper, right? So you just have to know what you're getting into. And also you have to be mindful of where you're purchasing the land at. Because I got to remember when city does planning, when they are going to build apartments, subdivisions, and all of that, normally a year or two out, that's being planned. So if you buy land and you don't know in about a year, they're going to be building apartments around that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That could decrease the value to other people who might purchase it later if you wanted to sell. So just, you know, it's a lot to go into it. You don't want to just buy shit to be buying it. You want to understand the long-term implications. Go ahead, Miles.
I just want to say that, not for nothing, that's a question that you should have paid some fucking money and called in about, honestly. That's not
now that we're thinking about it. Yeah.
Like you want to live off the grid, but it sounds like you more like a freeloader, man. Look, I'm losing patience and respect for niggas that don't want to support what we do. I swear, like, yeah.
You want to ask the question, but don't want to support the answer.
Yeah, you want to get knowledge from us, but you don't want to fucking support our time, man. Fuck you, man. Like, straight up, man. I'm not even like holding my tongue, and I'm not even angry. Like, just straight up, if you don't want to support what we do, straight up, fuck you. That's it. Like, I'm good, bro. Like, I can't stand these little niggas, bro.
So I would tell you this, since we're on that time. I'm catching the vibe. We on that time. So I would tell you this: the answer you've gotten so far has come from experience of people purchasing land and doing things on them or being around it. You guys need to learn how to talk to each other and get some knowledge from each other and build your resources.
So yeah, let's go ahead and move on from that shit. Yeah, so because that was completely unrelated. And it's cool that it was unrelated, but the fact that you asked that type of question on this type of platform and you got the answer that you got, you know what I'm saying? That, Miles, I agree. But let's go ahead and get to this video though. So it's 2 minutes and 35 seconds long. I'm going to play the whole thing just all the way through, and then we'll come back and break the shit down.
My friend, it's a guy that she's dealing with. He comes over her house almost every other night. They are sexually active. She really likes him, almost in love with him, but he's steady like, we're just friends. But his actions are not giving just friends.
So hold on, time out. He comes over her house.
Yeah.
Every other night.
Yeah. He never spends a night though, but they hang out.
Hang out where? Like in public?
Yeah, they go to bars sometimes.
At night.
At night.
Do she go over his house?
He lives with his mom, so she never really.
Roughly, how old would you say this man is?
He's 34. She's 32.
Do his mama stay with him, or he stay with his apartment? Do he got his own bedroom?
I can't stand that bitch ass nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that men are no longer having the need to lie to women, because if she likes you enough, she will lie to herself.
Yeah.
That man said that we are friends, then guess what? We are friends. Say it with me, lady. don't make no relationship. Coming over every night don't make no relationship. Playing house and fixing things don't make no relationships. 1, 2, 3 say, that's my friend.
That's my friend.
That's not her man. Until a man is intentional about you and he claims you as his with action and integrity. Because the thing about it is, if we unpack the story a little bit more, not ready, prepared, or even willing to take a woman as his. So he's keeping her in that friend space because that's what he has about her, but a reflection of how his situation is set up. We need to be asking friend why she wants to be anything more than a friend to someone who doesn't have things together to provide for him as a man for himself yet.
Don't a good thing. There were times in your life where you might not have been able to provide for yourself in a way that gives you your own place when rent is high as hell, but that don't mean you're not deserving of love. Probably not coming over during the daytime because he got a job. Y'all need to be worried about the niggas that
have a job.
Come on, work with me.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
There's a lot.
Can the dude discipline your child? Hell no.
All right. We ain't trying to do that video. We're trying to go back. Okay, so
that video.
Here's the point I want to make real quick, and I'll pass it to y'all. Again, weak men. You said what?
No, I was gonna say that video kind of has something to do with it too, but
you say you want to watch the other one?
It's still another conversation as well. So you're right.
I ain't seen it.
How
long is it?
No. We can go into that. No, we can go into that. Hold on. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, we there. That's where we at.
Discipline mine. I'm gonna discipline you. Discipline my child?
Yeah.
All right. All right. If my daughter ever calls, I listen to me,
real quick, because I have children, right? If a man is with one of my exes, right, and they live together, as far as I'm not trying to control how my child is disciplined in that house, as long as you don't touch my child. As long as you keep your hands to yourself. But if you're grounding kids, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't putting your hands on my kid, because that we can't have that. That's that might lead to somebody's untimely demise and shit if that happens, right? So, but my point is, I agree with this premise. Any man that's dealing with a woman that already has kids, especially younger children, you need to be able to reign supreme in that household as far as how you run it. Mm-hmm. You need to, right? Aside from putting your hands on them children, because if the father, this is what I would say, if the father is active, you never want to put your hands on no kids. But if you're raising a kid from the time they were toddlers and the father's not around, and you're the only father that child has ever known, in my opinion, that situation is a little bit different. I'm gonna pass it to y'all.
And the reason why I say this has something to do with the thing is because and real quick, shout out to Chris, Ishmael, and Caleb. We got one free call out of that as well. But Chris, Ishmael, and Caleb, they sent support for the show, man. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to the cats that recognize the value that we bring and they willing to help with the situation and support the show and support the fact that we given our time to actually spit this game. So, appreciate you guys that actually understand that part of the game.
We're gonna add
shout out to Justin the Hater too.
Yeah,
Corby and Steven, we can add to that too.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Corby. Shout out to Steven. But yeah, what I was saying about this is that it's to me, I mean, it's not always the case that a weak man is gonna, have, because people break up for different reasons. Maybe they get divorced for this, that, and the third. Whoever knows. But the thing I was saying is that a lot of times it's the fact that you're a weak man puts you in a situation where you got another man raising your kids in the first place. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of cases. And then on top of that, my thing is this. It's a weak man who doesn't understand that we need to create a united parental front with these kids. You understand? Like if we need to do a healthy co-parenting. We need to shake hands as brothers and realize, look, I'm the biological father, and you the in-house father, you the stepfather, whatever you want to call it. But we got to create a united front for to let these kids know that you're not going to be able to manipulate and try to use one of us against the other, or complain about stepdad to my real dad and all this other dumb shit. It's not happening. And if we're not doing that, then none of this shit gonna work. You understand? And I've been in a stepdad situation before, and I've dealt with women with kids, and I could always, because of the quality of woman that I'm dealing with, because of the quality of the family, I've always been able to shake hands with the biological father. You understand? And let the kids know that it ain't no bullshit over here. There's no, oh, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna say this to get my real dad mad at my stepdad because blah blah blah. None of that shit's going down. You understand? If you in the wrong, all three of us know you in the fucking wrong, and you're gonna get punished.
Facts.
You're gonna get punished. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to putting the hands on the kids, I'm from a Jamaican family, so it just depends on how you put hands on the kids. If my kids are coming in with busted lips and marks on their face, we gonna have problems. If my kids are coming in with whelps on their legs and ass, then we're cool, because I understand that you was, being sure that if you was giving them lashes, then it is what it is. If you was hitting them with the belt, then it is what it is. Just as long as it's on their legs and their ass, not on their face or their upper body. Do you understand? Because I come from a Jamaican family and I understand ass whoopings. And if I'm not there to provide the ass whooping and it's necessary in a situation, then, it's going to have to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I'm not going to be like, oh, don't put your hands on my kid. Like if the discipline requires it and he understand, like I understand the ass whoopings are necessary, then it's okay with me to a certain extent. But just regular abuse is not going to happen that way. So that's it for me. But yeah.
I'm sitting in between the both of you guys. Right.
Right.
My thing is this: if I am present and around, you're not even a stepdad, because you're not stepping into the role of dad. I'm here. Mm-hmm. Stepdad came from when the person was not there. They had no dad, and somebody had to step into the role of being dad.
Right.
You're not stepping into the role of being dad. You're just a man your mom is fucking. Right. Mm-hmm. That's just how I feel. Right. And you can build your relationship. Now, when my child and we have split time and the child is over there, then you're stepping into a little bit past just that. You're just stepping a little bit past just that, because you're supposed to protect your home. My child is now in your home. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be cool with you because I am not going to interfere with your house. However, if there's something that needs to be disciplined, then you pass that to me, because dad is present.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if she's doing something at school or your child is doing something at school, the stepdad ain't got to touch that person.
Right.
I'm there. I'm getting the phone call that says, hey, your child is acting up at school. Now, if she is she or he is disrespecting the parent's mate, the one that's there, well, guess what? I get that phone call too. Mm-hmm. Where the mom says, hey, our child is being disrespectful to my mate. Well, they're going to get in trouble by me, because I don't want you to be disrespectful to anybody. Mm-hmm. So put your hands on my child. There's just no case that I think you should put your hands on my child, because I'm there to support both of you guys.
Right.
I do realize that's your home. You run it how it is. But at the same time, that's my child. And so I'm here. Now, if I wasn't
I'm gonna
here
give you pushback
and you and stepdad, then that's something else, because my child's going to respect me here and over at the mom's house, because I've disciplined for the mom's house. Like, hey, I heard you're acting this way at your mom's house.
Right.
You can't do that no matter what. So that's where I'm from. Like, don't put your hands on my child. Go ahead, Zach.
Let me say this. No, let me say this. So, and both of you made valid points. This is what I will say about J. Roman. I've been in that position where I got the call. It's a slippery slope. And this is what I mean by that. If every time the kid acts up or child acts up, the mother is calling you, that undermines the authority of the man in the house. Mm. Now, I'm not saying the woman can't call you, but it needs to be a twofold thing where the man is handling the situation in his home, and they just call you to make you abreast of what's happening. But because what happens, because you're conditioning the kids to say, "Oh, I don't listen to my mother's boyfriend. Only my daddy can tell me what to do." If that's the problem. That's a huge. So it has to be one of those things where there has to be a balance where, yeah, you still get that call just to make you aware, but also that man has the authority to discipline that child. And I'm not saying physically. You know, it could be taking the phones away. It could be you can't go outside, or taking a tablet, or whatever the fuck it is. Because nowadays, these little bastards don't go outside no more. So all you do is just take electronics away from these little motherfuckers, right?
Right.
Now, here's the video I really wanted to send you. So my bad, Miles. If I would have sent you this,
hold on, Zach.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, Zach. I hear what you're saying on that. I really do. And I'm glad you said discipline. I don't mind you disciplining, but touching is where I draw that line at. Because I'm present.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You don't need to touch. And so, I'm supporting the fact that you need to respect your mom and whoever she chose to be in her life. Sometimes that choice is an idiot, right? But you still have to respect that person that's helping provide for that household. So that's the lesson. And he could discipline as far as grounding, but when it comes to touching, no. I got it.
See, you know what's so dope, real quick? These guys are getting a show within a show, because we weren't initially going to talk about that part, but that part matters too, because this is what guys got to understand, especially when they get to be our age. When you get to be in your 40s and beyond, you're going to run into a lot of women who have a child or children, okay, whether they're older and out of the home or young, right? So when you're in your 20s and your 30s, yeah, you can get away with meeting women who probably don't have children. But as you get older, the likelihood of meeting women in abundance who are child-free at your age, now, if you're in your 40s dating chicks in their 20s and 30s, perhaps. But if you're dealing with women your age, it's for every 2 girls you meet, one gonna have a kid and shit. But let me get these super chats right quick. Shout out to Richard Parker for the $19.99. Appreciate you. Shout out Joe Blast for the $5. Appreciate you, homie. Shout out the homie for the $4.99. Gratitude for your time, wisdom, knowledge, and game. See, I like that right there. So this is the video I really wanted to play the whole time. So let me go ahead and just play this shit.
Financially, but uses that as justification. How would you view a relationship where a man provides everything financially, but uses that as justification to dismiss your feelings?
Sounds like to me some narcissistic behaviors, baby girl. But it also sounds like a woman who agreed to it, so you can't come up here, and I say this with love, and play victim. So my question to you would be, baby girl, do you want your bills being paid? I can speak and stand in my power. Move the way I move, to have to go out there and figure out how to pay my own bills and find a man who will honor me.
That's what my mom said, girl, get you a friend on the side. He
got you a little friend.
I got me a little friend.
Y'all together?
No.
It's a little glitchy. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a little glitchy. Hello? Is it me?
No, I can hear you.
This situation. I need help. You don't blew it up. So
wait. Came codependency.
I just looked at my mom.
How much are the bills?
$6,000 a month.
Yeah.
He took me to Gucci, bought me a few belts, bought me this, and I'm like, okay, but
my God, baby,
Kitty, what's up?
You so easy to exploit.
Yeah, Zag. Oh, see, it took him out. Zag, if you hear me, man, you got to send me the link. His internet got better, but I don't think his internet can handle the broadcast and playing the video at the same time. Jesus.
Hey, we got one thing fixed already. Let's leave it alone. Go on sitting at the mouse.
Yo, now I see why he's still sending me yeah, he got to send me the videos. He can't be running that on his own.
Hey, some of the places, man, I don't know. I got great internet too.
But I wanted to say though, because my situation is I was out of state. You understand? I was in a whole nother state. Like we lived 4 hours away. Now I never really had to put my hands on the kids and nothing like that. But I did have to give them a few stern talking tos and things like that. And it was never that crazy. And of course, he got the phone call when grades was slipping and when the boy, especially the young boy, was acting up and shit like that. I used to have to give him a stern talking to, and then we would get on the phone with his pops and things like that. But yeah, I just think more communication has to go between all of the parents. That's what I think. That's what I think, because I think a lot of guys just be on that shit where it's like, oh, well, you ain't touching my kid and you ain't this and you ain't that. And it's like, I understand your pride and I understand what you mean. But the point is that once the child thinks that there is a break in the authority structure, then we're all going to lose. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be, whether you're, and it's better if you're more active, because then I would me as the stepfather, I'm love to be like, hey, we're gonna have to deal with your father, or I'm gonna have you deal with your father. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, there are some instances where it's like, look, I need to talk to this boy right now, especially, and I'm really focused on the boys. You know what I'm saying? I really got to talk to this boy as a man. I got to talk to him right now because he's fucking up in real time, and we can't always wait to talk with the father. But we're gonna have a talk right now, and then later on, maybe all three of us could have a discussion where it's the stepdad, the dad, and the boy talking, because certain things need to, like I said, this just need to be a united front parent wise. You know what I'm saying?
When I was real quick. I just want to shout out the super chat because my shit was fucking up. I put the video in the private joint. And hopefully that one will work, Miles. I don't know. I have no faith right now. Brian,
this is it. Whatever you did this time, this is what you do all the time. I don't know what you did, but this is what you do. All the time.
I sent you the wrong videos. That was the video I was supposed to send you all along. So it was my fault. LeBron with the 15, appreciate you. And my baby girl is back. What's up, Renee P? With the 50, many blessings for the time. Carrie, Miles, and Jay, everyone have a blessed Saturday. Like, sub, comment, and join a membership to improve your manhood and masculine identity.
Facts. There you go. But you saying something, Jay?
Yeah, when I was in that position, I find like a lot of ego kind of kicks in, because you're like, I want this kid to respect me. Well, that kid don't know nothing about you, and you haven't been around. And really, all you did was come in and make his mama act goofy for a little bit, and now you here.
And you know what's interesting about my stepfather situation?
Yeah.
The crazy and the advantage that I had was that I was a friend of the family since junior high school. That was my advantage. So I was a friend of the sister from junior high school.
Known already.
Yeah, I was known in the family already. I've been at the holiday events. I've been at the family events. So the kids knew me, like they knew me. You understand what I'm saying? So when I stepped in, it was like he was already a respected figure in the family type of thing. So that was my advantage. I must say that I did have an advantage than most niggas. Because like you said, most niggas, they come in and they just, oh, well, you just some nigga that's fucking my mom. But that's the thing. And shout out to Lucario, because this is why we talk about the vetting process. This is why we talk about, me personally, I tell cats when it comes to dating women with children, you're not supposed to meet the kids until we made it through the vetting process. So that means this is 12. This is at least 12 to 18 months in. And with the fact that she got kids, let's make it 18 months. You see what I'm saying? And that's
let me age.
And real
before you meet them.
What I did with my current lady. My current lady has a son, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't meet him until a good 14 months. You see what I'm saying? So when I actually shook his hand and looked him in the face for the first time, I was already spoken about. I was already like, oh, this is the man that my mom has been seeing for over a year. And then when I first saw him and shook his hand, I already had that built-in respect. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
there you go. Yeah, let me add this real quick.
When you're with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me add this, and to your point, Miles, when you're dealing with a woman who has children, especially minor children, right? And if there's going to be a chance that y'all might end up cohabitating at one point in time, you need to vet her twice, right? You need to vet her for you, and then you need to vet the kids. right? Because you need to because guys, and it goes back to what we've been saying the whole time. You need to make sure that not only that your authority is present with the woman, but that your authority is present with the children, and that starts with the woman.
Yeah.
Right? Let me illustrate my point. Miles and Lucario, I believe y'all did a live stream. I want to say it was last week at some point, maybe before that, maybe the week before that, and it was with Jerry O'Connell, right? The actor Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the children involved were his biological children or not, but it doesn't matter, biological or otherwise.
Right.
When you're dealing with a woman who's had children, your children or another man's children, if the woman is the one in control of the situation, the children are following her. Period. The children are going to follow her.
Exactly.
So what happens is, if you have no authority with your woman, you have no authority with the children. So when we talk about vetting, it's very important that the woman is following you. So that way, when she's dealing with her children, the children are keenly aware that, hey, we're following him. Not just me, we all are.
I want to give you guys an example. And I know it may seem like we're off topic, but we're really not, because the topic is, or the title is, Weak Men Create Chaos in Women's Dating Behavior. I need you to understand that it takes a strong man, because to me, it's a weak man that wants to come over and just so we could get the fuck and have sex, even though the kid is in the other room, even though the kid is not with their father this weekend. I want you to understand that there was a method to me not meeting my lady's son for so long. There was a method to that. You understand? And when he was there, she would come see me. I would not come to the house. Now, I want y'all to understand something. After that 14-month process, that's when I started to come pick her up from her house, even when he was there. Okay. Now I want to tell you, after I met him, the very next time that I came to the house to come pick her up, right? She answered the door, and and then we were getting ready to leave, and she kind of, called to him, and he was still in his room on the second floor of the house, and she was like, all right, we're leaving now, see you later, blah blah blah. And I said, hold on for a second. I said, I need you to call him down here. And then so she called him, and he came down the stairs, and he came to the door. I shook his hand. I said, how you doing? Everything good? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah. I said, listen, you're the man of the house. I said, you don't let nobody come and take your mother out of this house without you at least making eye contact with them. It don't work that way. And he was like, oh, now this is me. I'm not even stepdad at this point. I'm none of those things, but I'm still a man of quality, teaching that young man a lesson in how to be the man of the house. And when his mother heard that shit, it was like, okay, and now I see why I respect this nigga. Now I see why I fuck with this nigga. And she
fell in love all over again.
Nigga. and then he was like, okay, he was like, yes, sir, Mr. Miles, and so on and so forth. And every time after that, when I came to pick her up for date night, guess who answered the door? Every single time. Hey, Mr. Miles, how you doing? Everything good? Shaking my hand. All right, now you two have fun. See you later, Mom. I love you. Blah blah blah. You get what I'm saying?
Miles. I want to point out something, because what you just said was so important. Because what you did when you had that young man come to the door, you changed the whole dynamic to where he moves different. She moves different because she's not answering the door. He is. So it literally changed the whole algorithm to where things are more in alignment with how you move.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the thing is, you didn't treat him like an obstacle to get to his mother.
Right.
That was an individual there that you already treated like somebody that you would have to teach, somebody you would have to influence. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of guys, I've had to say, I don't want to meet your kid yet. Like, we're not there yet. I don't want to meet. What I want you to meet? No, I don't want to meet your kid yet. I had one. We ain't together, of course, because of it, where she's like, hey, I want to, cook you this and do all this and stay the night and everything. I'm like, all right, cool. Where's your son at?
Yeah.
Because the son was older. And I said, where's your son at? Oh, he's not even going to be here. He's going to stay the night with his girlfriend.
Mm.
In the middle of the night, I'm hearing some ruffling going on.
Yeah, see? Mm-hmm.
She gets up. She goes and talks to him, and she had one of the, man, this bed was so comfortable. Y'all don't even understand. She had a comfortable bed. I'm talking about pillow, like cloud-like, And I got up, put my shoes on. And she's like, where are you going? Where are you going? I said, was that your son you talked to? Yeah. I said, hey, how long has he been here? Oh, he came a little earlier. I said, the noises and the things you was making, no son would want to hear that.
Right.
No, nobody. I'm boisterous in here. I'm commandish in here. Like nobody wants to hear the stuff I'm telling you to do, and you do it with the. I said that's disrespectful to him. Nobody wants to hear that.
Exactly.
And so I got my shoes on and I left the house and I seen him. The dude didn't even come and say nothing to me, and because he was by his door. Because when I opened the door, the walls must have been thin because he must have knew, and he was looking at me, and I could tell his look was like a little bit like, like I agree with this dude. I just heard what he said in the room because I wasn't quiet when I said it.
Yeah.
I don't like him because you the dude that just made my mama make all them noises.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're kind of cool, right? So I left the house, and the next day she's like, yeah, he was like, Mom, he's right, and and like that. So that's that real men and strong men needs to be that way at all times, and that's even in the presence of the child.
I'm telling you. Look, real quick. I just want y'all to know that me calling him downstairs and teaching him a lesson, that lesson only went over so smoothly because of the year and of the 14 months that I vetted and had patience for the situation of meeting him. You understand? You're right. The trust and consistency of 14 whole months of me not coming over to your house and fucking your moms in the middle of the night with you hearing shit through the walls. And who's this nigga over there doing that to my mother? That's fucking crazy. Any nigga that's out there doing that, y'all traumatizing them fucking kids. Y'all don't know
I agree.
Them walls, you can hear it because you hear the kids when they wrestle. So if you hear the kids when they wrestling, they hear you saying, you take that and get this, and
but also,
all sorts of stuff.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm telling you. The 14-month vetting is what allowed that young man to respect me and take my lesson. And
I tell you, I tell you this, let me add this real quick, Mouse. Just real quick, Zach. Just real quick, Zach. I tell you what, more. What you did, but that you already know. But the fact that she called him down there was one of the biggest parts, because that's her child. You're about to go out and you say, call him down here with no hesitation. She goes, why? Why I got to call? Hey, let me call him down here. That's where it was truly at, because you did have that vetting time to set it up where the trust was there and her understanding the type of guy
trust and
there.
Yes,
the trust and the respect was there to understand the type of guy you got there where he was able to come down.
Yep.
So real quick, and we'll get to the video in just a moment. But and I want everyone to understand the title: "Weak Men Create Chaos in Women's Dating Behavior." The mere fact that some of these women have strange men in their homes, fucking them while their kids are in the next room, that's chaotic dating behavior.
Yes.
Right? So what happens is it takes a man to come along, Jay Roman, to rectify the situation.
Yes, sir.
And this is what guys don't understand. And what's going to happen in Miles, in your case, and I'm not, wishing anything on anybody, but if something, Lord forbid, if you and your woman don't work out, any man that she meets thereafter is going to be compared to you and how you were moving.
Man.
And that right there, for that young man, that can set the course for how he conducts himself with women.
Exactly.
Right. So it's a domino effect. Jay Roman, what happened with the young man in the crib? He's gonna know, man, I'm never gonna come to a woman's house with little kids there or younger people there, because I don't want any child to feel what I felt.
Right.
So these things are gonna be domino effects that can literally be positive for these young men as they deal with women later on.
Yep.
But whenever you're ready, Miles, we can get to it.
But these are real life moments that dudes have been in. Because when I tell you how comfortable that bed was, it was comfortable. I wasn't gonna wake up till 11 o'clock a.m. That's how comfortable this bed was. I just knew how comfortable it was, and she was one of those chest rubbers, you know, the one that like to kind of
this nigga J. Roman.
I'm just telling you the amount of comfort I was in.
Yeah, they write their name on your chest.
Yeah, where they just, and, you know, and you're like, I'm ready for round 2. Okay, me too. Next thing you know,
let's get to this third video.
I'm hearing this shuffling, and I gotta get up and put these shoes on. Like you, I looked at her. You messed up everything by not listening. Yeah. My influence ain't there, because if I told you how I felt about being around your child, so if you didn't listen to me, this thing is over with. And it was. After that day, we were done. So
all right, cool.
All right, let's get the video real quick. All right.
How would you view a relationship where a man provides everything financially, but uses that as justification to dismiss your feelings?
Sounds like to me some narcissistic behaviors, baby girl. But it also sounds like a woman who agreed to it. So you can't come up here, and I say this with love, and play victim. So my question to you would be, baby girl, do you want your bills being paid so that he's buying, you know, your freedom? Or are you saying that real wealth is that I can speak and stand in my power and move the way I move, and I'll just have to go out there and figure out how to pay my own bills and find a man who will honor me?
That's what my mama said. Girl, get you a friend on the side. He
got you a little friend.
I got me a little friend.
Are y'all together?
No, my little friend actually blew up the operation.
Your little friends made itself known.
He wanted me out this situation or whatever, but dude, you ain't gonna pay my bills. I mean, now I'm looking at you like, okay, now I need help. You done blew it up. So
wait, hold on. Okay. Because now you're saying you found another person to come in and play savior. That's you just creating the same codependency.
I just listened to my mom.
How much are the bills?
$6,000 a month. He took me to Gucci, bought me a few belts, bought me this, and I'm like, okay, but
my God, baby,
Kitty, what's up?
You so easy to exploit.
Yes, kidnappable.
Both of them are problematic because he is psychologically abusive, but she's easy to exploit. You are too vulnerable. And the simple fact that a man can flex his finances and his wallet, and that'll make you pop.
I don't think it's that. I think it was the stability. I got 2 kids. I'm down here by myself.
You just made it worse. How is it that you have not created your own stability? Because
I didn't realize it's almost 3 minutes long, and I don't want to listen to them talk for 3 straight minutes. I'll go crazy. So when we talk about weak men create chaos in women's dating lives, the young lady was talking about how she was dealing with 2 guys. One guy was mainly the casual sex guy, and the other guy was a guy who was actually paying some bills and doing shit. The guy, the casual sex guy, had a problem with the other guy and basically said, I want you to end that. Right. But he wasn't willing to step up and fill that void though. Right. He just didn't like the fact that she was dealing with another guy. Right. So when we talk about weak men create chaos in women's dating behavior, if you listen to her speak, she's chaotic. Okay. She's not even in control of her own situation because she's letting guys come in and disrupt her shit. Right, based on impulsive behavior. And guys got to understand, women are very emotional and very impulsive, which is why women spend the most money. You know what I'm saying? Because women are so fucking impulsive. But y'all got it.
Right. I'll say this, like, yeah, the woman is impulsive, but I think we should recognize that her impulses were all basically designed by the two men. Right. So we had one dude who's insecure and he's leading with his wallet. And we got another dude who's insecure and he won't just play his role as a side nigga. You see what I'm saying? And so because both dudes are moving from a place of insecurity, both dudes are creating the chaos or magnifying the chaos that already lives inside the woman. You see what I'm saying? And so I think, and like, this is one of them situations where, you know, I know most people would look at the woman and be like, oh yeah, the woman is chaotic and blah, blah, blah. But I honestly believe that the chaos stems from the two men who are not really, they're not leading with a masculine identity. They are leading with external things and insecurity. So one dude is, like I said, leading with his wallet, and the other dude is leading with his jealous nature and his insecurity.
I agree. So, and to your point, Miles, and I'll pass it to you, Jay Roman, a single woman doing her thing is doing her thing. But once guys or males, none of these guys are men, the guys she's talking about.
Right.
Once, and I'll say this, once an actual man comes into a woman's life, he provides structure for her. Like even the casual sex guy, the structure is we link up, we fuck, that's it. We link up, we fuck, that's it. When he got emotional about the fact that another guy's dicking her down, and it could be, this is what else it could be, because we don't know what happened with the conversation. She strikes me as a woman who overshares. So chances are she was sharing with the guy she was just fucking all the other shit the guy was doing with the money shit.
Right.
And to your point, Miles, I believe he felt inferior to that guy.
Right.
He felt inferior. And because he felt inferior, he like, I want that guy out of the picture because maybe his money isn't like the other guy's money. He can't buy Gucci belts and all that other shit. So his thing is, I don't like that. And I don't feel like my position is solidified because there's a guy that's doing more for her outside of just fucking her. And I want that guy out the way so I can feel more secure within myself. And then what did she do? She said, well, since that guy is gone now, are you going to step up and fill that void that he vacated?
Right.
And this is the chaotic nature of her. Her thing is the other guy she was just fucking, she should have told him, absolutely not. Okay, I'm going to keep giving you this pussy and he going to keep buying me Gucci belts. If that's a problem for you, nigga, you can go. That's what she should have did. Y'all got it.
Well, well, to me, they're both weak because they following her.
Nigga, there you go.
Facts.
Right.
Real talk.
Because she don't really like the guy she's with because he has to work a lot and provide $6,000 just for her.
Right. Crazy.
So he's working and he's like, well, if I'm doing all this, I want things to be ran a certain way. And she agreed to that at some point in time and had that, but it really wasn't what she wanted. Now she's pillow talking with her side dude about how unhappy she is, and she don't get no say, she don't do whatever, and he's like, oh well, you need to get away from him. I don't think he cares about how much that money is being spent by the other guy. I think he felt because he was dicking her down that the other guy is paying all that money for her. I'm dicking her down and I'm the one she wants. So he's feeling like, oh, I'm the one she wants. I'll come this way. He's thinking because I'm the one you want, because what she's saying, you don't need this money because I'm the one you want. But in the background, she's like, well, yeah, but I still need that money. So they're just following around her. It's her world. They're in her orbit. And that's where they became weak at.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to do that because they're just going to continue to try to follow her. And it shows because the guy, he ain't got the money, but she still wants to mess with him, because now she's asking him to step up and give her more money.
Real quick, let me just shout out to Super Chats. Scary Perry with the $4.99 for the game. Kobe Lean, shout out to you guys. I'm grateful for this show. Let me just say this real quick, and this is where the chaos comes in many cases. Now that she got rid of the other guy, she's going to begin to resent the guy that she's just fucking. Animosity and resentment is going to form because when them bills start to come through and he ain't stepping up, which I'm not saying he should step up at all, but when he doesn't, she's going to blame him. Like, you made me do this, right? Even though technically he didn't make her do anything, right? She made a choice. And Jay Roman, I agree with you. The guy that she's just fucking, she likes him more than the other guy. The guy who's paying her bills, she doesn't really like him like that, right? Because he's paying her bills and buying her shit, that's the only reason why he is there, which is why it was so easy for her to get rid of him, right? So the problem is, and here again, the problem is this, and this is for all you guys listening. if you're dealing with a woman and you guys are just having sex and you know you don't want anything but just sex, why would you do extra shit? Why would you concern yourself with who else she's seeing, right? Because again, your life is simple. Guys, if you have a casual sex relationship with a woman or a fuck buddy situation, that's very easy to deal with. The moment you start concerning yourself with what the woman is doing, now you're creating more of a boyfriend-girlfriend dynamic in the situation where you're going to be expected to fill the void that's left by the other guy or guys. But if you want to continue the video, Miles,
All right, let's get back to it real quick. All right, here we go.
You are a mother and you are allowing yourself to stay in a psychologically abusive situation. That means that you are not going to be able to show up as a mother the way that your children need you to show up. You have a void. You should have created stability to begin with. One thing that the word said is, he makes me as sure-footed as a deer, enabling me to stand on mountain heights. That means that God, he gives you the agility, balance, and stability to go in the most dangerous places on the most uneven terrain. God gives you the stability. You are relying on a man to stabilize your life when our creator is the one that gives you stability. Like I said, you are allowing a man, you are trying to use that man to fill a void. It's not just that man who's using you. You are using that man as well. Why don't you go to the creator instead of the creation? And you'll probably be able to change the situation that you are in. You are a mother. And you are too pretty, but them wounds are taken away from that. Right. Why are you allowing yourself to stay in situations? If this man is showing you who he is, and he is showing you that he does not value you for a moment, value yourself. And if you can't value yourself, there's a God who values us more than the men do.
I don't start the sentence off with you getting psychologically abused or whatever, if that's the choice that she made to be in, right? I don't. What did they say exactly? Where she's like, "Oh, you're definitely psychologically," or can you rewind it to
hold on,
to where you just restarted it?
Yeah, like I think like the last 10, 15 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, because she's like.
Hold on here.
Creation, and you'll probably be able to change the situation that means that God, he gives you the agility, balance, and stability to go in the most dangerous own stability, because you are a mother and you are allowing yourself to stay in a psychologically abusive situation.
Right.
That means that you are not going to be able to show up as a mother.
Go ahead, pause it. As adults, we're all responsible for the things that we do. I don't like it when they put things like psychologically abusive when she is using this guy for the money. Right? So it's not that she's being psychologically abused. It's just that she chose money value over whatever she needed. Right? And so instead of talking to that person and leaving and saying, "Hey, I don't want to be in this situation," she got a second dude to try to appease her and just listen to her as she's getting stroked out. So it's you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not psychologically abused. You made choices for yourself, and they were wrong choices for yourself, because from the very beginning you chose weak men. Right? And the thing is, this guy that's giving you money, he probably has a certain standard that says, "Hey, I want this to be done."
Right.
I want that to be done. And she comes with, "Well, he's not listening to me, and he's not," whatever the case is, you always have the choice to leave. And my thing is that we create these worlds and they create these worlds. It's just that when you have a weak man in their world, it's always going to have chaos, like the show is entitled.
I got to push back. The guy who was buying a Gucci belt and paying bills, that nigga ain't got no standards. I'm gonna tell you why he ain't got no standards. I'm gonna tell you he ain't got no standards, and I'm gonna tell you why. Simply because of what she said. A guy who was just fucking her told her, "Get rid of that nigga," and she dropped that nigga, right? And I say the reason why I say he ain't got no standards, because he was just paying for access. All the shit he was buying, he was just doing that for access to her sexually, and he didn't really bring any structure to her life, because if he did rather, she would have recognized that, and she would have looked at the dude she was just fucking and be like, you just providing dick. Like that's nothing there's no substance there. And guys, sex, there's no substance to sex. It's just sex, right? Even when guys are spending money, there's no substance to that at all. This is her problem. And she said it at the end. She got 2 kids. So a lot of her motivation to deal with certain men are based on the fact that she has 2 kids and she's utilizing guys who are spending money to offset the fact that she has 2 kids. And I've said this about women. You guys have to understand that some of these women have agendas, and their agendas is not the same as yours. So you have to always be aware of, one, what you want to do, but also if the woman is trying to interject an agenda that's in direct opposition of your own, you can't have that. But let's go ahead and remove the video. You want to go back to the video, or are we good on the video?
Yeah, I think we're good on the video, right, guys? Or
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, guys.
So let's get
guys,
off.
The phone lines are here. The phone lines are open, 844-672-7300. We have a free call, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 2.
Yeah, we have 1 free call.
1 free call. Okay.
I don't know if we have 2, but we definitely have 1.
All right, 844-672-7300. 1 free call, guys.
Actually, we do have 2.
We have 2? All right, we got 2 free calls, guys.
Let me go ahead and throw that up there. 2 free calls, guys. It is 12:15, 45 minutes. We are out. Like I said, I got to do. So we are out in 45 minutes. Weak men create chaos in women's dating behavior. And this is what I want guys to understand. When you encounter women, it is extremely important that from the moment you say hi, hello, or whatever the fuck it is you say, that you're dictating the pace and flow of that interaction at all times. All right, real quick. I had a client, and we did a consultation this morning, and we did one last night. He met this young lady. I believe he was at a bar or something. No, he was at a skating rink. And he met this young lady, and I believe he's in his 30s. The young lady is like 23 or something like that. So when she told him his age, he's like, "Oh, you a youngster." He said something to that effect. "You're a youngster." And she was like, "No, I'm a full-fledged grown woman. I got my own crib and everything." Right? This is what she was saying. And I was telling them, the moment she said she had her own crib, that should have been your clue to go ahead and make shit happen. But what happened was, when she said, "I got my own crib," he followed that up with, "So what does that mean exactly? What you trying to say with that?"
Mm-hmm.
So then at that point, he was like, "I'm trying to get an invite to the crib." So the moment he did that, she said, "Oh, no, that's my personal space." I want guys to understand, when women say that their house, apartment, or whatever it is, that they're like, if you're trying to get an invite and she say, "That's my personal space," she's basically saying, "Nigga, I ain't trying to have you at my spot."
Right.
The moment a woman lets you know, that conversation needs to end. Now, what he did right after that, he said, "All right, fuck it. We can get a bottle of wine and kick it at my spot." And then she said, "We'll talk." Right. So, and then this is how it ended. Right. So he ended up setting up a date. She canceled and said she's sick. I'm gonna show you how everything transpired. She said, "I'm sick. Can we do another time?" He set up a date for the very next day. And then she said, "Can you pick a place that's closer to me?"
Oh my God.
And then she said, "We haven't talked enough. Like, before the date, we haven't talked enough." So you see what she's doing? And it all started when they very first met.
Right.
When she told him, "We'll talk." And then what she did after that, she started running the show. She started dictating how shit was going to be.
Right.
So when you very first meet women, the very beginning, anytime a woman says and or does anything that's in direct opposition with what you're trying to do, you have to end that discussion. You cannot fuck with that chick after that. Yeah, I got it.
Ooh, yeah. Look, you gotta really be strong, man. You gotta be strong. When you're weak, a lot of bullshit happens because you end up following. You just like Jay Roman said with the girl from the video. when you end up following behind a woman, you understand? And that's always a bad place to be, following behind some female. So you guys got to be strong, because number one, you got to be strong because the woman, she gonna look a certain way, she gonna be your type, right? You're gonna be feeling her and all this type of shit. You're gonna want to feel, you're gonna feel the need to accommodate her and all this other dumb shit. You need to be strong to uphold your standards. You know, if a chick show up late, if a chick behave a certain way, you know, you need to be able to end the date and walk away and be like, listen, I'm not dealing with this fucking treatment. I'm not dealing with this type. I'm not dealing with the fact that you showing up late. I'm not, I've been on dates and shit where women don't even dress appropriately, bro. And I'm not talking about being too showing too much skin. I'm talking about dressing like they fucking, you know, they in the house, you know, like fucking wearing fucking slides and dirty jeans and a fucking sweatshirt and shit.
Slides on a date? Slides?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nigga.
absolutely not.
I was like, I'm like, nah, bro. I was like, yeah, we can't continue this date. I'm like, nope, it's not happening. Once I remember telling the bitch, I'm like, you see how clean my shirt look? You see how good I look? What are you doing? Bro,
I don't even, my bad, go ahead, Miles.
No, real quick. I had a chick. She wore a fucking baseball cap to cover up her hair.
See, if we're doing something like outdoorsy that might require that because the sun is beaming, depending on what we're doing or something, yeah, maybe. But
nah, we was meeting at the bar.
But so here's the thing. You're not a baseball cap. Guys, let me just say this to your point, Miles, about women showing up like that. That shows you how invested she is in putting her best foot forward.
Right.
I need you guys to understand that everything matters. It's kind of like a job interview. If you go to a job interview just wearing a shirt untucked and you just wearing some jeans with some tennis shoes, the people interviewing you, they're looking at you like you're not taking this seriously.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you're not taking this seriously. And let me just say this real quick, because I don't like Crocs. Like chicks who wear Crocs is a turnoff.
Yo.
Bro, I swear to God, there was a chick, I'm like, ooh, I like her. I saw Crocs on her feet and they got turned around. I swear to God. I saw Crocs, I can't do it. I cannot fuck with chicks who wear Crocs. Right? I can't do it, bro. I can't, bro. Bro, I hate Crocs, J. Roman. I hate Crocs so much. My boy showed up because the mother dropped him off. This was probably about 6 months ago or so, maybe longer. She dropped them off, and both of them had Crocs on. I was like, stop. I was like, take these shoes with you. Take them ugly ass things off. You know what I'm saying? And I took them off their feet and threw them back. Take them shits with you. I got shoes here. Bro, I hate Crocs with a passion. I just do.
You know, I'm going to just come like this. I like honesty, right? So my thing is, if she had that hat and she had an explanation like, hey, I had a hair appointment, the lady faked on me, but I still wanted to go out with you. Is it okay if I rock it like this? You know, now I might say, you know, let's do something in. You making something, you fixing something or whatever, but you're gonna have to explain to me why you rocking it like this. Like, right when you know we had like a date, like, you know, we plan to go out, I'm dressed up and you coming out with a hat or some Crocs. You better have a stump on that toe or something. But, you know, my thing is it's communication. And don't think just because you say something to me that I've accepted it, you know, I might look like I accepted it and you might not ever see me again. But the thing is, you know, I mean, that's just how I've always been. Like, there's no need to discuss
real shit.
All this stuff and me to be like, no, that ain't it. I'm not going to argue with you. You tell me, okay, cool. You know, we go about it. Next thing you know, when I drop you off, this might be the last time you see me. And so, you know, I think we have to lead in all the situations, and sometimes we have to understand that everybody don't have the same background.
Facts.
And so some of that, there's a leeway in training, right? And saying stuff like that. So next time she knows, because she could have been with some weak dudes that accepted her coming out looking like whatever. Girl, all they want to do is try to hit. I'm pretty. I throw this hat on. I barely got any makeup on. I didn't even take a shower, and he trying to get at me. You know, say he's taking me out and doing all this other stuff. And then they run against the Miles. It's like, hey, do you need 15 minutes to get that hair together? Like, I've done that. Like, hey, I'm glad you're here and ready to go, but do you need some more time? You know, and then kind of look, and they like, okay, yeah, okay, I got you, right? So once they have that experience, then they can start. Their mindset goes a little bit different. Like, hey, everybody will not accept this. I didn't know that, because everybody has accepted this, because a lot of ladies have been dealing with a lot of weak men, and that's why they move the way they move.
Right.
And I don't knock the way you're moving. I just don't have to accept it.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. See, yep. And right there, but it goes back to, here's the thing. Let me just say this. This is why I'm not a fan of offering dates to women I hadn't fucked yet. I just, it's not to say I haven't done it. I have. It's not that often that I do it, because I'm picky about how women represent themselves when they're gonna be with me.
Yeah, real talk.
Like, because to me, number one, for me, this is just me personally. I'm out in public. I'm having you meet me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we might be sitting at a table together. Somebody I know might just walk up and be like, "Hey, let's carry over there." And here you are with a baseball cap on, looking disheveled with Crocs on. No, absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. So for me, in the times that I did do a date and have a woman meet me somewhere, you know, for the most part, they went out of their way to look presentable because they knew they were going to see me, right? But again, it goes back to whether or not, and the fact that I don't do that many dates, that's why that is. I'm sure if I was doing an online dating like Miles and Lacario and some other people, I would have way more stories like they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Way more, right? and I'm not ruling out online dating. So April and Lacario, you never know, your boy might hit y'all up. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I never done online dating. I never done it. So if I'm gonna do it, I want to make sure I do it right. But my point is this, and it goes back to masculine presence, right? And this is why masculine presence creates emotional grounding, period. Guys need to understand that when you deal with women, the more a woman is attracted to you, the more she likes you and all of that, that's going to increase the odds that her emotions are going to creep into the situation. So, you know, masculine presence, and shout out Miles, your identity, your masculine identity is very important. So not only are you emotionally grounded when dealing with women, but they also respond to you in the same way. And guys, we got 2 free calls, man. Look.
Got 2 free calls, guys. Call in.
We gonna end this shit before 1. Like we ain't even gotta stay. We can end this early, guys, right? Because part of it is participation. I don't see no questions, no calls, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, come with it, or we're about to bounce. Go ahead, Jerome.
You know, you was like, oh, I don't do the online dating, and I was about to say, yeah, me too. Then I realized Black Planet. When Black Planet first kicked.
Black Planet, yeah. That was like the first MySpace. 407, you're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Yeah, taking a free call, Damani Young.
Oh, you the same freeloading ass nigga that's trying to live off the grid?
Yeah. Can I ask a follow-up question?
Uh-huh.
All right, so okay. You know, it's like certain land that you can build on any land that you buy, or how? Because some of them say you can't like this.
Wait, hold on.
Are you talking about land again?
No, wait. Hold on. Before you say anything else, are you speaking directly into your phone, or you got this on speaker or something like that?
Yeah, no, I am.
Yeah, we need audio. Speak directly into the phone, all right?
Yeah, guys, you got it. If he's calling real quick. I'm just gonna say this. Since you're asking questions about land again and you already got that free shit, you guys got it. I'm chilling.
Nah, if you chilling, I'm chilling. Caller, you already freeloaded and we already answered your question earlier, so take it easy, man. Let's get somebody that has a real question and to use the free call for real, guys. Somebody call in that has a real question to use a free call. I don't count that as I'm not gonna count that because we already answered this question, man.
Yeah, and caller, you should have just called in and asked a completely different question, brother. That's what you should have did. Because again, we don't, guys, real quick, for guys who ask questions, your questions don't necessarily have to be about the topic of the show, but we can't let you take us off topic too many times.
Right.
And you did that already. So, and then you took a free call and you want to do it again. No.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. All right, guys. 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300. We got any questions?
Oh, they say they ain't heard of a Black Planet. Oh, wow.
Okay, we have some older questions. We'll just get to those real quick.
Black Planet.
Sam says, I never heard that either. Sam says, how do we?
You haven't heard of Black Planet?
Wait a second. Is the website still up? Is the website? Let me check if the website is still up.
Zach, are you serious? You never heard of Black Planet? Oh,
what is it? Tell me what it is. Maybe I did. I don't remember. What is it?
All right, so it was a cross between a MySpace, a Facebook, and a dating app, right?
No, I never heard of it.
Black Planet it addressed, a lot of black folks on Black Planet, right? But other people was there too. You create your profile, you put it up there, and boom, that was it. You got to meet a lot of people. I met a lot of people. On Black Planet, and it was kind of that first social dating because they had something on there where you could kind of like, I don't know if you could put out your status of dating or whatever, but there was enough responses where you would put your profile on there, and maybe it was just the times, but everybody get to speak it to everybody.
You know what it is, Jay Roman?
Take a date and be like, hey, I'm in this city, I'm over here, and you can go through the people that responded, and next you was on you was meeting up. And so I did really well on Black Planet. It was a good time.
I never did MySpace, none of that. And even when Facebook first came out, I wasn't doing that, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. The main reason why is because for the better part of my adult life, I've been in relationships. I was either married or in relationships for the better part of my adult life. You know what I'm saying? So when most people were doing that shit, I was on some other shit. So that's why I just missed out on that. When I say missed out, I don't feel like I missed anything, but I just wasn't really into all of that because I was, doing other shit.
And not for nothing, it didn't stay long. It stayed as long as MySpace. There you go. You understand? Like it stayed as long as MySpace did. So because there was a point in time where if you were actually in a relationship, you probably never even, it came and went and you just never heard about it. That's literally what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't believe you, man. You heard about it, man. I don't believe it. It was too popping. A lot of HBUs on there. Like it was popping.
But remember, Zag is in that section of he's in that section of Texas where the internet is bad. So maybe.
Because it was dial-up.
That's quite possible.
Yeah,
that's quite possible. That's definitely possible.
Yeah.
So Sammy Sam says, "How do you always stay grounded as a man?" Guys, shout out to Miles. Masculine identity. When you know who you are, just knowing who you are and living your life intentionally based on that, you're grounded. But again, you have to know who you are and like who you are. That's the key. You have to actually like yourself. Go ahead, Jay.
Fact. Yep.
What does he mean by grounded? Like I don't like some of these terms people like
just emotionally grounded. Emotionally
stay humble, stay like your emotions shouldn't be going up and down to begin in the first place. So to stay grounded to me, like I just want to know, what do you mean by staying grounded? Staying humble, staying eyes wide open. Like what does that mean? Zach, you say it's emotionally grounded?
I believe that's what he means. Don't quote me on that though.
Yeah. If you could put in and ask it.
Elaborate, Sam. Or just call up. We got 2 free calls still. We got 2 free calls. So this is actually a great question. So he says, how do you set boundaries without sounding insecure? Okay, guys, when you very first meet women, a lot of you guys think you have to verbalize everything, right? And this is what guys don't understand about women, right? And just people in general, but women specifically. Women respond to action more than anything else, right? The only time your words mean anything is when they actually match your actions. If your words don't match your actions, women are going to pay attention to your actions. So when we talk about boundaries, setting boundaries, right? And Miles, I believe you said it earlier about a woman being late, or one of y'all said something about a woman being late.
Mm-hmm.
How you establish boundaries is make sure you're on time. Make sure you're on time. So that way you have a leg to stand on if the chick ain't on point. See, a lot of guys, they want to check chicks about certain things, but there's inconsistencies with how you move yourself.
Facts.
Right? So again, how do you set boundaries without sounding insecure? Here's another thing, and I'll pass it to you guys. The boundaries that you're setting, is it logical for you to have those boundaries? Or are you setting boundaries based on fear? Here's an example of setting a boundary based on fear. If you're dealing with a woman and you're complaining about how she dresses, if you have a problem with how she dresses, why are you even fucking with her? So a lot of guys, this is what guys do. Like another example is they will deal with a woman who is actively a stripper, as an example.
Right.
And then once they start catching feelings for the woman, now her being a stripper is a problem. Right? So they want to set boundaries. Well, if you're going to be my lady, you don't need to be doing that no more. That comes from a place of insecurity and fear. So when you say, how do you set boundaries without sounding insecure? Why are you motivated to set that boundary? Y'all got it.
Yeah, a lot of times, it's right, like you said, okay, it's the intention of the quote unquote boundary. And then the whole point about boundaries is knowing who you are as a man. So these things have to be set in the beginning, in the initials. You understand? And then after that, it's like we almost, as men, you also need to know where to put people, man. Because look, all right, if I meet a woman and she introduces herself as a stripper, or let's just say I go to one of these stripper conventions, or maybe like an adult industry convention, and I meet a woman and we hit it off and we have a certain level of chemistry, I'm not going to set boundaries with her that's going to interfere with her lifestyle, in the lifestyle that I met her at. You understand? A lot of you niggas this is what they call turn a hoe into a housewife. Like, you met her at a fucking adult convention and now you're going to be like, well, if you're going to be with me, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, a lot of times you got to understand what you're dealing with. You got to understand what you're dealing with. So the point that I'm saying is that I'm going to deal with her within the capacity that makes sense. So that means we just gonna have fun. That's what that means. And I'm gonna fucking wrap it up every single time, because I ain't playing with you, right? But we gonna have fun. We gonna get freaky, and we gonna have a good time, and that's it. I'm not gonna catch feelings. I'm not gonna try to, even if I do catch feelings, I'm gonna control myself enough to understand we're just having fun. And that's the thing with gratitude, right? We have to learn how to have gratitude and appreciation and still be detached. What do I mean? I mean, be able to enjoy something without wanting to lock it down, because it's not yours anyway. Even this life that you're living right now, you're only here for a limited amount of time. You're gonna fucking die. You're going to have to give up what you call life at some point in time. So the fact that you're trying to turn a hoe into a housewife, you're the one that's being delusional. You understand? So, okay, my thing is this: understand yourself, understand your boundaries, and then understand where to put people within the boundaries based on who they showed you they already are. I'm not about to meet a woman, because I've dated a stripper before, but and we was together, I say about a good 6 to 8 months, if I remember correctly. And this was in my younger days. But I knew we would meet up and we would fuck and have a good time. And that's where I left it. And I never expected anything more from her. She never expected anything more from me. And and that was it. We had a good time. We met up, we smashed, and it was a fun time was had by all. You understand? And I never expected anything extra from this female. So again, the thing is that boundaries are cool, but you also got to understand what the fuck you dealing with, and then not be delusional trying to turn the hoe into a housewife. You understand? So you gotta be realistic about what's going on.
What I would say about boundaries is they should be set per your personality and per the things you like to do and per who you are and your identity already. It shouldn't change just because of a female or not. Like, you should have that same boundary for everybody. Like, exactly. One of my things I don't.
862. Hold on 1 second. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, one of the things I don't do is I don't go into other men's homes. If their female is there, I don't go into other men's homes. I don't be at barbecues, integrated with the women talking in the kitchen or in the living room. It's just something I don't do, and I've been made fun of it before. In fact, one of my friends, like his wife made a statement like, "Hey, let me go over here. I don't want to, talk too much or be around when I know how you feel about it." And she wasn't saying it in a bad way. She was just saying, like, I know because he's told me how you are, that don't take it as a disrespect that I don't talk to you. I'll say hi, I'll be polite, but once I find out that that's your woman, what do I don't need to ask you how the weather's been and all this other stuff, right? I don't need to be in your face like that.
Right.
You have a man for all that. That's just me.
Right.
And I've been teased for it. I've been, people that laughed about it, and they watch me and they be like, I knew he wasn't going to be over there very long because I move the way I want to move. Those are my boundaries. And when it's just you, it's not an insecurity. It's your belief and your principle. And I think boundaries should be made from your belief and principles on how you want to move.
Facts.
And it shouldn't fluctuate just because you're with the female or not.
Right.
Do we have somebody on the line?
Nah, they hung up. But 862, go ahead and call back. 862, go ahead and call back if you want.
And let me also say this, because and shout out to Miles, your language exposes you. And I don't know if you said that, Miles. If you did, I missed it. Because he says without sounding insecure.
Right.
Why would you be the fact that you're worried about sounding insecure means you are insecure. Because you're worried about sounding. I need guys to understand the power of language. The fact that you said without sounding insecure means that you don't have any conviction with your boundaries.
Right.
Because if you did, you wouldn't give a fuck about how you sounded. Bitch, these are my boundaries. And if she said, "Oh, you're being insecure," bye, bitch, you wouldn't care. Right? But the fact that you do care, again, means that you're still overly concerned about what the woman thinks. Guys, look, if you're overly concerned with what the woman thinks, that's going to impact your ability to be present in a moment and to set those boundaries, because you're always going to be second guessing. Am I being mean? Am I being overbearing? Am I being this? I don't give a fuck what I'm being. All I know is my life is nice and I'm chilling. So any woman that's coming in, she cannot disrupt it. So boundaries have to be set so she doesn't disrupt what I have going on. That's, guys, the point of boundaries is so women don't upset your quality of life. Boundaries are not to make you feel good about your insecurities. Both men and women have this habit of trying to quote unquote establish what they believe are boundaries based on their insecurities. So hold on, he had the follow-up question. So he says, should you directly say no or directly say that doesn't align with my identity? I'm assuming he's responding to something one of y'all said.
I don't. This is where I really feel you should call it so we can get a little more information on the situation that's bringing up this question. Right. So my thing is, because you could be who you are in multiple different ways. You could say no. You could say, "Hey man, I don't really do that." Say like there's a lot of different ways to get across the fact that this is where you're not going to do. This is what you're not going to do. This is how you're not going to move. So But you gotta, I would say, call in. There's just a little bit of time left. Probably get that call in, and whoever called before when I was talking, call back, and we'll go from there.
All right, I think we have another question right there. Should I mentor a woman's son if he asks? No, guys. Okay, guys, and it goes back, and Miles, you alluded to it earlier. You have to understand who these women are in your life and what role they're playing. So when you talk about mentoring a woman's son, that's a lot of investment. That's a lot of investment. But not only that, is this your girl, your fiance, your wife? Because if, like in Miles' situation, if the son wanted Miles to mentor him, that makes sense that he would ask that. It makes sense because Miles already vetted his mother, but also he vetted the situation with the son, and he's established himself as the man in the situation. So when you said, should you mentor a woman's son if she asks? Well, is this a hypothetical situation, or are you around a woman's child and you just met her? Like, give us the background, because the context for this question matters. How long have you known the woman? How long have you been dealing with the son, and all that? But also, when you talk about mentorship, is that in alignment with your overall plan?
Right.
Is it? Because if I'm dating a woman, as an example, and her son wants me to mentor him, no, I'm just dating your mother. She is not my woman. I haven't yet decided if she's going to be an integral part of my future yet. So if I haven't decided that, nigga, you ain't either. No, I'm not mentoring your little ass. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to be disrespectful. It's, I don't want the woman thinking that she has more cachet with me than she does because I'm mentoring her son.
Right. And this is why the vetting process takes so long, man. This is why the vetting process takes so long, because see, I can't just be a mentor like that because here's the thing. I might say something to you that you might not understand, and you're gonna go to your mother to ask her why or how, and she has to believe in me if she's gonna reinforce it. You know what I'm saying? So you need a vet. But anyway, we got 862. You're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Justin, 37, Houston.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're taking the free call.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Justin.
My question is it even like worth it to? Because I'm going back to school for a different degree or whatever. So is it even worth it to mess with anybody that's in your class? Because if you met even if you end up messing with them, even if you're messing with them, there might still be some non-sexual attention going on there, because she might ask you a question, or she in class, or she might want to review some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right, real quick.
I don't understand this question at all.
Okay, real quick. Okay, let's be clear. Is this a hypothetical question, or is there a woman that you're interested in?
It's a hypothetical question, because I just stopped doing it, really.
Okay, you stopped doing it. You stopped doing what?
There are times when I did it in the past, and I'm not gonna lie, but I just stopped really messing with chicks in my class, that were in my class.
Well, okay, well, real quick, because you're asking us a question based on real world experiences that you went through. Break down what occurred in those experiences that have you asking this question.
Okay, there's this one time there's this one chick in my study group. We she was married. That's why I didn't get at her immediately. And then we ended up I guess kissing or whatever after one of the sessions. Then I tried to I tried to take it, I tried to get her naked or whatever. I tried to fuck. And then she kind of gave me the runaround. You know what I'm saying? So
hold on, let's back up. Because Hold on, caller. You said you kissed after one of the sessions. Were you guys alone somewhere, or where were you at?
I can't hear you.
Were you guys alone when you guys were kissing? Where were you at?
Yeah, it was after it was after like a study session, like a group session, and then like after we split with the group, we were talking alone, yeah. And it was outside the cafe.
And when y'all end up kissing, who kissed who?
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up kissing her.
Okay, and when you said you tried to get her naked, what do you mean by get her naked? Did you tell her you wanted to fuck her? What did you say?
Go ahead.
What did you say?
I said, because she started, so when we were kissing, she started like sucking on my tongue. And I was just, I said into her ear, like, hey, you know, we need to go to the car, and you just suck my dick the same way.
Okay, and what'd she say?
Then she was like, she just kind of gave me she was like, nah, I can't, like, I got my daughter at home.
Okay, stop right there. Okay, stop right there. See, and this is why, guys, just avoid dealing with women who have a man. Just avoid dealing with women who have a man. The fact that you guys were kissing, and then when you made the overture for her, you know, to come kiss your dick, and she basically said, nah, that right there told you she just wanted the attention. I don't think guys understand what women are willing to do for attention. Right? She's willing to make out with you, suck on your tongue, and all of that. But when it came to sex, she stopped it. So she's willing to go to that length for attention. Just understand that that's all it was for her.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but to answer your overall question, and I'll pass it to the fellas. You know, when I was, I think 29, I went to college for the first time, right? I was in the military at first, and I went to college later. And there was a bunch of 21, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, that was, trying to get at me and shit. But at the time, I was in a relationship and I wasn't creeping. So I was like, nah, right? But my point is just because a woman is in your classroom, that doesn't mean you're giving her non-sexual attention when you guys are doing classroom shit. You're doing classroom shit. But also, you control the flow of information, meaning you don't have to speak about things that have nothing to do with class. You don't have to tell her where you're from, and you don't have to give her any of that information. So even if you're dealing with a woman in your class who doesn't have a man, all you got to do is when you're in your class, keep it that, and then just let her know you want to see her afterwards. It's that simple.
Okay. And then don't do no study group shit.
Well, if it's part of the class, bro, you gotta study group shit. Okay, let's think about study group.
I don't see the problem. What is?
Yeah, I don't see the problem either. Study.
What's the problem? Study, man. You go to class, you study.
He doesn't have a problem. His ego was injured because a bitch told him no before. That's all.
Yeah, she didn't want to look, man. She said she had her kid at the house, which basically means she had her man at the house or whatever. She didn't want to go home with dick smelling mouth. Like I don't know what the issue is, man. Like, I'm not
tripping over that. I'm just asking what K-Zag can answer my actually, what I wanted to really know was is that interaction, that classroom interaction considered non-sexual attention? That's
okay. Real quick, just to crystallize what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I've had sex with a bunch of chicks I work with, and it was just casual. So my point is, that's really no different than chicks that you work with. Okay, guys, this is what it boils down to, and it goes back to even with chicks. And I don't want to talk too much about it, but when you are endeavoring to get at a woman that you work with or a woman that's in your class, you need to do it right away. Like the moment you see her and you be like, I want that. You need to do it right away. The problem that most of you guys run into is you're like in the class the whole fucking semester for a couple months before you make a move, or you work with the chick for like a year before you make a move. During that time frame, because you guys have been around each other so much, yeah, more than likely you have talked about your private life at some point, and she has too, right? So her perception of you is completely different. And in many cases, those women, they're not going to let you just fuck them. you're going to have to date them to fuck them. And the reason why is because you spent so much time around them non-sexually, they don't view you as a guy they can just fucking keep it pushing.
Yeah, and I know I made a mistake because with that I already know and the only reason I didn't try to get at her at first is because she was married. So, but that was
okay. I'm gonna come from a different view, and I understand it's different than Zag's. One, she's married. You shouldn't have messed with her in the first place, right? There's enough single women in this world. There's enough women in the world to not mess with the married ones. All right,
I agree.
And then on top of that, if you did, because she's married, this is really a non-question. Like, okay, she didn't want to smash. Okay, she kissed. She shouldn't have been kissing you in the first place, but she was. And now she got to go home to her family, and she's just trying to, whatever her issue is, ain't your issue. To me, it wouldn't have changed my day. It might have woke me up and been like, man, how am I moving out here? Because at all times, our legacy has to be protected. We have to move with integrity. We have to move in a certain way, right? So I wouldn't mess with the married woman. Now, I ain't saying I ain't never have. I'm saying as I became the person I wanted to be, I would never do that, right? So my thing is, the main purpose of school is you go there to get educated. You see shorty. I done mess with so many people in places I've worked or went to school at. The thing is, you have to be honest, and where you have to understand that as soon as you guys start messing with each other, you have to control the way that the relationship goes. If it's just a F buddy situation, then you have to control it like an F buddy situation and not put any more into it. So yeah, we all can study. And she says, can I stay the night after the study? If the study group's at your house, then you have to understand, like, nah, you can't stay the night. Now we can do our F buddy stuff, but you can't stay the night though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, from whenever it starts, you still got to control. Like, I hit a class one time, and I smashed like 3 girls in the class. They weren't all at the same time. So one of them in the class, we went the whole semester knowing each other. When it was her turn, when I got to her, I can't be like, well, since I've known you for this whole 2 months, I'm not going to smash you. No, but I'm going to keep it within the terms of what I said. Like, hey, we just smashing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's most people, this is what happens when you work with people, when you're at school with people. The thing is, you see each other every day, right? A girl could have saw you at school and thought you were ugly, right? But she's been seeing you for the last 9 months and you're okay now, right? Just because you've been around now.
Your behaviors and all of that.
Right. So, and she's gotten to know you a little bit and whatever it is, because you're in close proximity to people constantly and continuously, there's always that opportunity. My thing is, you have to be honest about how you feel about that person when that moment comes around to make sure it stays within the scope you want it to stay in. So if you're just F buddies, you got to understand that's what you're going to do. You still can't stay the night. You still can't do certain things just because you know them from class. You can go to the study group and she goes, hey, am I rolling with you afterwards? Yeah, but I got a lot of stuff to do in the morning. You can't stay the night. Right? So, and that's that. I don't think it's that deep, any more deeper than that. I'm sorry. That's just me.
No, I agree. It's very simplistic, actually. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say this, and I'll pass it to the fellas. Guys, whether you work with a woman, go to school with a woman, this is what or even work out at the gym. The problem with a lot of guys is guys don't really talk to women. So when they work with women, that's the only women they're around, right? Or when they go to the gym, that's the only women they're around. Or when they go to school, that's the only women they're around. So they want to use those places as a way to get women, but they don't talk to women nowhere else, right? It's one thing if you have an active dating life and an active sex life outside of the gym, outside of your work, outside of the school, and you just happen to see something you want. right? But even then, and it goes back to what J. Roman just said, just let her know what you want to do and get to it. Y'all got it.
But yeah, you messed up, man. You should have been messing with that married woman, man. Fuck that. You gotta protect your legacy, right? So I don't think a lot of you guys know how much you put your life in jeopardy by messing with married women or women that have men. Like that's a whole nother aspect. Cats is crazy out here and they very weak in the mind.
They'll crash out over their honey.
Yeah, they'll crash out and put your life into jeopardy where you know.
And it's not about being scared, because J. Roman, they're gonna be like, man, I ain't no pussy. Fuck that nigga. Bring it there. Bro, no, guys. Pussy is not worth your life or your freedom.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's not about me personally, real quick. It's not about me being concerned what a guy gonna do. It's I know what I would do if a motherfucker was being aggressive with me. I know where I would take it. And it all started because I did something dumb, right? To J. Roman's point, these chicks, you can't. And let me just say this real quick, because J. Roman, you told a story of how you was dealing with this chick that had a man, and then boom, he showed up at your crib unannounced, ready to fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I need guys to understand what's happening when a guy shows up at your crib. That means he got your information from her. And y'all don't understand that when a woman is faced with the possibility of being divorced or broken up with, she'll sell you up the river to save herself. You know what I'm saying? She don't give a fuck about you.
And I could have ended up in a bad way, but it was on me. Initially I did not know she was married. Honestly, I did not know she was married. It's just when one of her friends told me that she was married that I wind up smashing later on. But I cut it off, and then she showed up at the house with the trench coat, and so I was like, "All right, one more night, right? One more night," and then I was like, "This is it. This is we're done." And then she found out that her friend, actually was her cousin. To tell you the truth, was the one who told me, but she came to my house, and when I went to open the door, her 6'4" dude was standing right there, and so he was. Talking to me, my wife says you won't leave her alone.
Oh, damn.
Right. So, she done told the story in a whole different way. And I'm like, what? I was, and I tried to reassure him, hey, man, I just found out she was married. We done. There's nothing we could do. But, he was kind of doing that at the chest, little fingers poking at it. And so
wait, he was poking your chest with his finger?
Yeah, he was like that, and I said,
oh, nigga.
I told myself, I said, hey, as soon as my back foot hits my carpet, because in an apartment you got that little linoleum spot.
Yeah.
I said, as soon as my back foot hit my carpet, it's on. And I told him, I said, hey man, because I knew he was emotional, but at the same time, I try to give guys the benefit of the doubt to be a man, right? Just kind of like when you come to approach the dude and he says, hey dog, it's been over. Like I ain't, I didn't know. At that point, you should just be like, all right, you know what? Here I am acting a fool, listening to this woman that clearly knows where your address is at. You ain't going to her spot. She's coming over here. She's actively driving over here. And so, when my foot hit the carpet, it was on.
Damn.
And
bro,
he swung down and
I would have broke that finger.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna let the caller go because it's about wrap up time. All right. Caller, we're gonna let you go. Take it easy, bro. All right. Kill these phone lines, and y'all can finish up, but let's
No, I'll just say this real quick.
Yeah.
First off, I would have broke that finger, and then after that, it would have been extreme violence after that. The first thing I would have did was I would have grabbed that motherfucker and broke it. That would have been the first thing I would have did.
I didn't grab the finger. I two-pieced him, and he swung out the door, and he fell down the steps.
Oh, damn.
You know what I would have did? Then I would have jumped from the top of the stair, feet first, onto that nigga's dome and shit.
Damn.
See, the crazy part is I went down there. I would, I figured like, hey, if he gets up from the steps, it's on. Right. The dude was legitimately 6'5", like 6'4", 6'5". Like, I'm 6 foot, but he was a big old country looking thing. And so, I went down to the stairs and made sure he didn't get up. But when the police came, she was telling the story like
See,
she
that's
was
my
in
point.
the house.
You got to make sure he don't get up. That's my point.
When the police came, she was telling the story like she was in the house and I was holding her hostage.
Damn, you see?
Wouldn't let her go.
Whoa.
And she called her man to come and get her. But it was the dude that told the truth about, nah, this is what happened. So I was getting caught up in a bad way over a relationship that shouldn't have been in the first place. And I think like it's little things that guys don't understand when it comes to just all women, period, where there's ways to be respectful. There's ways to end stuff. There's ways to move on. And it's easier to do that if you've been an upstanding dude the whole way through and you've been influencing and communicating where you can say, hey, you know what? You're a beautiful woman, this and this and that, but I just don't think we vibe. Right. Like, you know, I'm doing this and I could do that. I don't think you can, you know, there's different ways to do it. If not, there's a lot of things that they can do to mess up or, you know, your life at the time. And good thing he told the truth. Because I was in the back of the car, like, boy, I hope she's saying something right.
Nah, because she already lied to him. Because she lied to him, she had to keep up the lie for the police. So let me ask you a question. What made her turn on you?
I was smashing her cousin.
She found out about it?
I was smashing her cousin. See, damn it. The thing that happened was this. I went out, I met 3 ladies. You know how you approach the group? I approached the group. It was 3 of them. I said, hey, how y'all doing? We met them and started talking. You know, we was cool. We was chilling. I was dancing with all 3 of them, but I like the tall one. You guys know I like tall women. So the tallest one, you know, was looking good to me. I liked her, but she never reciprocated my energy. Right.
Okay.
Now her cousin did. Her cousin was like, hey, I really like you. What are you doing tonight? Like, you know, when I drop you off, when I drop you off, I'm coming your way. So I was like, all right, cool. So she'd come my way. So, you know, I used to bounce at clubs and stuff like that. That night I had the night off. So, you know, I would see them coming in and that night, you know, it started to be like a regular Friday night thing. After the club, I'm coming your way after I drop them off. I'm like, all right. Well, one night the cousin's there by herself, the tall one that I like. And she's like, I thought, you know, you were kind of looking at me that night. And I was like, I was, you know, tell you the truth. You know, you're normally my style, my little jam and stuff. And she was like, yeah, I was surprised you and my cousin, you know, y'all still hang out? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, you know, tell me what's up. She's like, well, you know, she's kind of married. Like, I was just surprised that y'all was, and I was like, oh, she is.
Hating ass cousin, boy.
She was hating. You know, that wasn't the part. That wasn't my part. So I found that out and I was like, look, man, I'm out here too fresh, having too good of a time in my life to be messing with a married person. So I ended it. Then, you know, she called me and was like, hey, can I? And, you know, she came through with a trench coat one time.
Oh, hey, before you jump on anything else, could you jump on me real quick?
Yeah. Before you, but also, you know, at that moment, see, and that's where weak comes in at. Like, I have to admit,
you fell for it.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I am not the man I am today without the experience that's built me to be the man I am today.
Facts.
And without looking at other men and listening to other experiences say, hey, this is how I want to move. So right now, this wouldn't even be a story with the man I am today.
That's crazy.
It wouldn't even be a story to begin with.
So because she found out you started smashing the cousin, she called her husband on you.
Yep.
After you was already done with her. That's crazy. Bitches is crazy.
I kept it. It took like 3 weeks because I kept denying her. She would hit me up and I'd be like, nah, I'm good. You know, I'm good. You know, oh, it's Thursday. Can we keep, you know, just, you know, you don't understand. He's always on the road and he's always gone. And I was just like, look, man, you're married. Try to make it work out. I'm good.
So you couldn't just quarterback like to let them know, hey, listen, I'll see you on Tuesday and I'll see you on Thursday.
No, she was on a normal situation. If she wasn't married, I would have tried to get something else popping, but she was married.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm good. Plus your cousin, and you know,
to maintain the peace so she wouldn't have to call her husband and lie on you.
I didn't think that was gonna happen, man. We was
right there, and I'm glad right there, Jay Roman. I'm glad you said that right there. And I want every young man listening. I didn't think that was gonna happen. And when you deal with women, always expect the unexpected with women. That's just how they are. Expect the unexpected. So, and this is what happens, right? This is what guys got to understand. She wanted vengeance. She wanted to get you back because not only did you deny her the dick, but then you gave it to her cousin. Okay, right. So she had a problem. She had a problem with that part too. You know what I'm saying? The fact that not only are you not giving her access, but now her cousin is getting all what she was getting. So
then
in the fact,
later on, her friend got it too.
So nigga, Jay Roman fucking
man,
that's what I'm talking about.
No. It was some time. It was some time later where I ran into her. We was talking about what happened, and then she came through, and we had a cool little time.
Yeah, she probably heard. She probably heard from the two cousins that Jay Roman is that nigga. She wanted to sample.
And dick referrals. Dick referrals is a real thing.
No,
so even if a woman. Even if a woman, like even with coworkers, because I had a situation where I was fucking this coworker and I wasn't telling nobody about it, but she was running her mouth. And then all of a sudden I started getting emails from other chicks. Bro, chicks that never spoke to me ever was emailing me and shit. And I'm like, that bitch never even said hi to a nigga and shit.
Zach, honestly, Zach, the main issue is this. When you came to my house, I wasn't, I didn't have like a lot of money at the time. So you had a good time coming to my apartment. Right, I would cook. We would laugh. We, have some music on. We would,
you cooking? Nigga, you up there stuffing for a bitch?
I mean, I had to eat too. So yeah, I mean, or they would cook. Like, I wasn't the only one.
That's what's up.
But at the same time, you had a good time. You would come through, and like you said, a lot of that non-sexual time.
Oh, you was doing all of that shit.
That's why
I didn't know I was doing that stuff. What I was doing was just having a good time.
That explains it then. That explains it.
And so then, but good time costs.
Good time. Because a bitch get emotional over a real good non-sexual time. They get emotional over that.
Right. And there you go. It makes sense. Because you provided an overall experience. It wasn't just the sex. It was a getaway. It was almost like she had a whole nother relationship and shit.
Yeah. So I would say, hey, let me give you the boyfriend packet for tonight.
Exactly.
And that was it. And it was wrong because it led to a lot of emotional stuff and things like that. So I learned from my lesson.
So guys, check us out. Real Game No Theory tomorrow, 12 noon. Shout out to 1950 Steve the Dean, Mr. Lucario, K-Zag, myself will be out there, man. And go to Cunningham Elements, go to shoplucario.com. And what else y'all got?
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, like always, you can hit me up at jromanway@gmail.com if you want any consultation. Please be clear on the dates and times you have available. I'm on the West Coast, East Coast. There's a little bit of time difference there, about 3 hours, I believe. So when you state your times that you want some consultation, please be mindful of me being on the West Coast. But we'll work whatever we need to work out, and go from there. And besides that, you guys know where I'll be at tomorrow. I'll be looking on the Real Game No Theory show on Sunday. I believe that starts at 10 o'clock?
For you?
Well, I think 9. For you it's 9.
9 o'clock? Yeah. So, it's always a good time for me to watch that show. And so I really enjoy it a lot. And so, come join in, hit the like button on that, and go from there.
Yep.
All right, and that has been yet another episode of The Manhood. Is the skill shed in the books. Shout out to Jay Roman. Shout out to Miles motherfucking Cunningham. Because this show wouldn't be a show without all three of us. I just want to make that perfectly clear. So shout out to you brothers for making it do what it do. And again, guys, tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central, noon Eastern, Real Game No Theory. We out. Peace.